Let me show you some WordPress magic that you're going to love. Using reusable blocks are going to save you a lot of time, and there's a lot of really creative things you can do with them. So here I just have a garden variety columns block actually. If I'm not really sure, well, let's just take a look at the list view over here, and it's a columns block with two columns. And the first column contains an image and a paragraph that's empty. Oh, that's okay for now. And then we have another column with some content. Reusable blocks are like a pattern that you can use over and over again for anywhere on your website. I'm going to close the list view. And the first thing you have to do is after you've created the block that you want to reuse, and it could be any kind of block or columns block or group block or anything like that, you just go to the very top over here, top left-hand corner, make sure you're in the actual columns block. I am, and this is what I want to use. And I'm going to go over here and say where it says add to reusable block. Now you have to give it a name. So let's just call it a section. And we'll say 2-column layout. That's very important to give it a name because we're going to reuse it. And we're all set to go. We can now reuse it on this page or any other page. And just to save ourselves some time, I'm just going to reuse it over here. Okay, so let's reuse it. And we'll stick it at the top over here. And what I'm going to do is insert before. So we'll click on that, insert before. And now we have some space to put it in. I'm going to use the inserter. And I now have this area over here. I didn't have this before where it says reusable. And it indicates I only have one reusable block. Well, that's true. Now, if you had more, you would see all of them right over here. But of course, I've just created one. So I'm going to click on that, and you're going to see let's get out of there, an identical copy. And this will be the reusable block that we're going to work on. All right, again, let's take a look at the list view. Now, in this case, the first one is the one that I called the section 2-column layout reusable block right over here. Whereas this one over here, well, same thing over here too. Okay. Now, a very important feature about working with reusable blocks is the fact that you can edit the reusable block without altering or changing the reusable block itself. Let me show you what I mean. This is really important. Again, go back to this corner over here or choose list view. Make sure you're either in here or actually you should be, yeah, that's fine, right over there. And you see in the toolbar over here, this little thing that looks like a duplicate. Now, that's not a really good icon, but this is where you're going to unlink or delink this reusable block from the reusable block, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to click on that. And now you can see that that label is gone. It's no longer that section 2-column. It's totally separated now from the reusable block. What do I mean? Let's close this. So now I can go to town and I can edit anything I want. So if I don't want this extra space over here, or maybe I just want to type something in here. This is different. And you'll see on the original reusable block over here, there was nothing over here. Let's say I wanted to change the background of this column. So I'm going to click over here, make sure I'm in the columns. I am. Again, if I'm not sure, list view. Am I in the columns? Yes. And now I'm going to go over here to the settings with the cog. And just to show that I can change, let's say, the background color, let's go over here. And you'll see that the original reusable block stayed right where it is. Okay, that is nothing changed. If I want to use this block on this or any other page, the original usable block is still here. It was very important to delink this from the reusable block. And in fact, not to confuse you, but I could also make this block a reusable block just by clicking on the 3 dots over here and clicking on Add to Reusable Block. In that case, if I had done that, I would have created a second reusable block. And to prove to you that this block or the reusable block itself is still intact, I'm just going to go over here, and at the top, I'm going to insert before. And I actually don't have to use the inserter if I know the name of the block, and I do. I can just type in slash section, and there we go. So the reusable block is still intact. I was able to edit this because remember I delinked it from the reusable block. I could do anything. Once it's delinked, you can, change the image. You can do anything over here. And if you do change the image on the reusable block itself, or any block, let's just change this to anything. Let's just say, good day. You'll see, look what happened over here. The reusable block changed. That's kind of interesting. Let's just save this whole page for now. Or update it. So that's fine. So now you can take any block or columns block, group block, whatever, and turn it into reusable block so that you could reuse it over and over again. And then edit that so that you don't change the original reusable block. And you do that by decoupling it. If you work on the reusable block itself, the changes you make will apply everywhere that the reusable block is still linked. So where is the reusable block? So right over here in the 3 dots, in the options, we're going to go over here and click on, at the very bottom, Manage Reusable Blocks. Right over here. And now it takes me to a page in my WP admin that's really not easy to access. In other words, it's not over here, unfortunately. Maybe eventually they'll figure out a way to put it in the admin links over here, but not as of this recording. So I'm going to click over here, and you're now going to see this is the reusable block. And if I decide, you know what, I want to change this throughout the entire site. So one thing I want to do is edit this out. I don't want that like trailing paragraph that's empty. So let's just get rid of that. Perfect. And let's just say I want to add, well, instead of saying good day, I'm going to just say good night. And I'm going to change the background. Again, you can change anything. In this case, you're working on the actual reusable block master, if you will. So I am going to change the background color just to make it really stand out. Let's change the foreground color over here. For the heading, you got to go over here and change the color over here. Let's just change this to here. That's fine. And I'm going to save this. Now, what do you think is going to happen to the reusable block that I've set up? So let's go back to our page. Yeah, didn't go the right way here. And you'll see, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I did. So by editing the master itself the way I did, I was able to change the block. Reusable blocks are very handy, a real time saver. Any block can be used as a reusable block. It's a huge time saver, so use it.